Hey guys, John here. I haven't done a Sea Monkey video in a while, so I thought I would record one real quick before going to bed. And I wanted to focus the majority of this video on this tank right here. There's a lot of algae in there, so it might be hard to tell what it is. But this is the Sea Monkey's moon tank. What they call it, Moon Mini World, I think is what it's technically called. It came out in sometime in the 2000s. It's probably 15 years old or something like that. I've got a lot of sea monkey tanks. If you've seen some of my other videos or my posts on Facebook or Reddit, you've probably seen I've got a lot of tanks. There's actually 8. I'll show you them quickly after we're done here. I got 8 tanks going right now. This one has been doing the best so far. As you can see in this video, there's lots of adults swimming around. I see a lot of pregnant females right there. Lots of little babies swimming at the bottom. I mean, just like any sea monkey tank, when you have a bunch of babies, a lot of them don't make it to adulthood, which is sad, but that's normal. But a few do, so every once in a while I'll see, some adults pass away, which is a bummer. But then they'll have a bunch of babies. Look, there's a ton of babies in there right now. They were all born this week, and they're just a few days old. And a handful of those will make it to adulthood, and this colony keeps going, it keeps going and going. I've had this colony going. We call it Clark's Tank. Clark is one of my sons. Clark's Tank has been going since Christmas Day of last year. So these sea monkeys share a birthday with Jesus. Well, actually, their great grandparents probably share a birthday with Jesus because, we've had several generations going in here. But yeah, this tank is doing phenomenal. And this is probably the tank I mess with the least. So that probably tells you something right there. You got a good tank going, don't mess with it, right? I aerate it daily. It's sort of hard to see, but in the back left there, that is an air stone with a line going out of here. There, you can see the line going out a little bit. That's a blue air stone back there. It's not in focus, but aerate daily. I feed them. Well, obviously, they eat a lot of that algae that's in there, but the only thing that I feed them, in addition to the algae that's growing in the tank, is the Sea Monkeys brand growth food. That's just the regular sea monkey food, the one that comes in most of the kits. That's it. There's lots of other sea monkey foods out there. This tank has not been exposed to any of it. Just the regular sea monkey growth food. I know a lot of people have suggested that powder also has eggs in it. Very good possibility that it does, and that could help the tank succeed too, if you're constantly adding more eggs into it. Right now, I'm giving them about a scoop of that growth food twice a week. I feed them on Mondays and Fridays. That's what seems to be working. I have adjusted the feeding schedule a few times throughout the lifetime of this colony, which I said started last December. So they're doing well. If you watch some of my other videos, you may know that we had, some tanks crash within the past couple months, which is a bummer. I don't know exactly what happened. One of them I thought may have been overheated. I still think that might be a possibility. Some of the other ones all crashed around the same time, though. I think there may have been some sort of bacteria outbreak or something like that. Not fun, sort of sad. So we've restarted. So please say a prayer that these other tanks do well. I'm going to take what I've learned from watching YouTube videos and reading Reddit and reading the Facebook Sea Monkey group and try to do really well with all these other tanks. Like I mentioned, I've got 8 now. Yeah, this little hobby has turned into taking up a good 30% of my desk, maybe. So I'll show you the other ones real quick. The other ones pretty much just started, so we don't have a whole lot of stuff you can really see. There's some little teeny tiny babies that hatched yesterday in the other tank. So, in the other tanks, I should say. So they're a little bit harder to see, but I'll show you real quick. So again, this is the Sea Monkeys Mini World Moon tank, which this colony, again, has been doing the best out of all the ones I've got. Been going since December 25th, 2020. Here's the setup. There's 8. So in that front row, we got the Sea Monkey Mini World Moon tank. In the middle there, we got the Sea Monkey Mini World Beach tank, or it's called the Hang 10. The one next to that is the Mini World, what do they call it, City. And this one did not crash recently. We don't have a whole lot going on in here. Hey, there's one right up front. We got a few sea monkeys in here. This is the one we refer to as Gary's tank. And when the other tanks started crashing, there's a few bigger ones in here. They're not huge, but they're not babies either. And I sort of took the survivors from the other tanks and transferred them all in here to hopefully eliminate them from, bad water or whatever the case may be. So, and they seem to be doing okay. They've been in here for a few days, and yeah, they're not dead, so that's good. So hopefully I help them there. But yeah, they're doing pretty good. The other tanks I'll show you quickly. You probably won't be able to see much in them though, because all the sea monkeys in there are super tiny. We've got the Sea Monkeys Executive Supersize Suite. That round thing in the middle there, that's a big round air stone that's got some blue LED lights in it. I'll show you what that looks like with the lights off in a second here. Actually, it looks pretty cool. And that thing to the right that's on that wire, that's a thermometer, which goes all the way to this thing. Yes, that does say 86 degrees, and yes, they are fine in 86 degree water. It's not a big deal. I know other people that have raised them with in water in the low 90s, and they've been okay. So not a big deal there. That tank's big. I do have a heater in there, so that's why it's a little bit warmer than the other tanks. All right. That one with the blue lid, that's a Magicquarium, which is pretty much the same thing as an Ocean Zoo, which is the most common sea monkey tank. You guys probably know that already. And then this one with the orange lid is the Sea Monkeys Ocean Adventure Tank. Hey, I think I see a baby swimming. Look at that, right on the magnifier. Sort of hard to see in the video, but it's right just left the magnifier. We got little babies in there. They're all that size right now, so sort of hard to see. I put that castle in there. That came from the pet store. It just looks cute, right? Here is the Big Show tank, or some people call it the movie theater tank. Again, we got some little tiny babies like that in there. Hard to see right now. I'll do another video when they're larger. Going up to the front row, we've got the Sea Monkeys Magic Castle, but guess what? It's not the regular Magic Castle. It's the Japanese one, which is a million times cooler because it's clear blue. There we go. Look at that castle. Isn't that sweet? And again, there's some tiny babies. I can see a couple swimming. Give it like another week, and these guys will be a lot bigger. I can make a cooler video. Yep. And what did I skip? Oh, I skipped this front one. Sea Monkeys Mini World Hang 10, the beach. Again, we restarted this recently. We got some super tiny babies in here. I can see one by that sea monkey statue that's laying down there. Right in the middle of the screen there. So I'll do another video in another week or two once they're big enough to see better. But that's what we got going on. We've got 8 tanks. All got living sea monkeys in them. I haven't been using the grow lights as much recently because all these tanks had a ton of algae growing, and I don't think they really needed quite as much as I had. So the grow lights, there they are. They look like little octopus legs, squid legs. They're up there. I don't have them turning on right now, but they're still clamped. You can see right there under my windowsill, so I can bend them down and turn them on whenever I need to. They're right there. So again, 8 sea monkey tanks. Main thing I wanted to show off, though, was this colony, Clark's Colony, in the Mini World Moon Tank. These guys are just thriving. And if I could duplicate this success everywhere, I'd love to. So that's the goal, I guess. Happy to see them doing well. Happy to see them breeding all the time. Those babies will grow up, and then I won't see babies for a couple weeks, which is fine. Then after a couple weeks of no babies, we'll have babies again, and some of them will make it to adulthood, which is fantastic. Love these guys. Love this colony. So I wish you all success. If you're raising sea monkeys, feel free to comment on this video on YouTube or on other social media platforms. I'm happy to answer questions. I'm not an expert, but I can tell you what's worked for me and what hasn't. So have a good night and a great weekend, everyone.